Hi guys, this is Caramel Rail. This is the Caramel Rail Show. I am back for another video, you guys. I am back for another video. This is my pop-in video. I do have some business that I have to take care of later, so I'm popping in on my video a little earlier, okay? So I do have two topics that I want to talk about. The first topic is Princess Love and Ray J announced their divorce again. This is like the third or fourth time. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our second topic, which will be Martel Holt gets kicked off of the Epitome of Women's Empowerment panel. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Arionne Curry sitting down with Original Straight No Chaser talking shit about Mel. We're going to address a little bit of that. I'm going to drag some asses because I'm a little perturbed by the bullshit that I heard today. But we're going to talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into this Princess Love and Ray J this Princess Love and Ray J commentary / post right quick, like, okay? So shout out to Neighborhood Unlocked, or Hollywood Unlocked rather. It says that Princess Love announces her and Ray J's decision to divorce. They're saying that this decision was made thoughtfully and mutually respectable between the two of them. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so they did release a statement saying, "Dear family and friends," says that it is with heavy hearts that we share the news of our decision to divorce. It says that after much reflection, discussion, and counseling, we have come to the difficult realization that our paths have diverged and it is the best interest for both of us to part ways. It says that we want to assure you that this decision was made thoroughly and with mutual respect and consideration for each other's well-being. It says that with our relationship as spouses may be coming to an end, that we remain committed to co-parenting our children and maintaining a positive and supportive family dynamic. Goes on to say that we ask for your understanding, support, and respect for our privacy during this challenging time. It says that we are also grateful for the love and friendship that we have received from each of you throughout our marriage, and we hope to continue nurturing those relationships in the future. It also says that though this chapter of our lives may be closing, that we look forward to embracing the opportunities for growth, healing, and new beginnings that lie ahead, and that we are confident that with time, understanding, and the support of our loved ones, that we will navigate this transition with grace and resilience. Thank you for your understanding and support. Then at the bottom, Princess Love says, "Trusting God with the next chapter of our lives, peace and love always." Okay, so they are announcing again that they are divorcing, you guys. They've had many times that they filed for divorce in the past, as we all know it, and it's just to the point to where I feel like the two of them, they've had a lot of ups and downs, as all marriages do, but there comes a time when you have to make a decision that you feel is best for you to move on with your life, co-parent your children, because at some point it's not good for your children to see you continuously arguing back and forth, and Ray J being immature as we all know him to be. I would have married him after he pushed my ass in the pool, quiet as kept. That scene where they got into the argument, Princess Love doused him with some drink, and he pushed her into a swimming pool. She was fully clothed, makeup done, hair done, everything done, and he pushed her ass in the pool. I would have married his ass after that, but people show you who they are, and when they do, you have to believe them. So the fact that you pressed ahead and still married someone like that just spoke volumes to what you had to look forward to ahead in your relationship / marriage. I mean, I'm happy that she was able to have her two beautiful kids out of that situation, because that's something she's always wanted, was to become a mom. But on the flip side, you're in a relationship that's where you're not happy, and your spouse is asking you to have threesomes with other women, and you're saying that these are things that you did not want to do, but you did it to please him. So anytime that you have to lose yourself in a relationship and or situation in order to please another person, it's time to go ahead and get the fuck out of there, okay? But that's all I have on them too, because I'm ready to really get into why I really came on here today. Because baby, listen, it's so much going on in these damn YouTube streets. I mean, so much going on in these YouTube streets. But let's go ahead and get into the next topic. As we know, Martel Holt was kicked off of the epitome of a women's empowerment panel. I know you guys have seen that on several content creators platforms. This came across my desk today. I knew that he was going to be on this panel, and I kind of did my due diligence, and I spoke to someone who was on the panel as well to say, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? Do you guys know who this guy is? Like, why would you have someone like this on your damn panel without doing your homework? How the fuck is he going to empower women when he is stalking women, when he is arrested for DV in the third degree and harassing phone calls and trying to release revenge P on his ex-wife? There's nothing empowering about that type of fucking behavior. It's nothing empowering when you are physically, I'm going to say, assaulting your children and telling the children's mother that they can't film unless you can physically spank them. I mean, that's not empowering. You're raising young girls and they're growing up into a divided home now, thanks to you, Martel Holt, not being able to keep your peen in your pants. And you've created now yet another family that you are now using against your ex-wife in order to get back at her because she chose to realize her worth and walk away. So let's get into this commentary on this situation. Now, the woman who was in charge of the the epitome of women's empowerment panel, her name is Tawana Johnson. Okay, let's get into some stuff with her, because whenever I looked at this particular post, I said, ma'am, first of all, how do you have someone like like Martel Holt on your panel to come and speak and empower women when you haven't obviously done your homework on said individual? Now, she has gone and taken him completely off her panel, in which she had him on there before with this long biography of accomplishments that Melody Cherie, his ex-wife, actually accomplished. Martell did not accomplish any of the things that he put on there except for being in fucking ROTC. Who gives a damn about you being in ROTC? That was all the way in high school. What have you done since then? What have you done for the community lately? Okay, Martell, since high school. Who gives a fuck about ROTC? Several people have been in ROTC. Have you been in the military? Did you serve your country? No, but what you have served is a bunch of headache and drama in these damn streets. So let's talk about it, okay? You think that you're this celebrity out here where you could throw on a suit and everybody's supposed to forget about all the havoc that you continue to display on TV and off TV, okay? So this panel that Martell was going to be on was going to be February 24th through 25th at the Renaissance Convention Center, and it was called the Epitome of a Woman Showcase, okay? Yes, it was called the Epitome of a Woman Showcase, to where a woman by the name of Tawana Johnson was going to head that particular event. Now, it was brought to my attention, and I do have text messages where this particular individual tried to pretend that she did not know about Martel Holt. Different people were telling her about Martel Holt, but it seems that she knew about him, okay? Per conversations that were brought to my attention. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it, Miss Tawana Johnson, okay? Miss Tawana Johnson, because she is the one who asked Martel Holt to be a speaker on the panel. And I don't know what the fuck she was thinking, because we already know Martel Holt don't speak anywhere. I mean, hell, he couldn't even put two sentences together for his Inez wine that was supposed to be, a representation of his grandmother. So you had all those people put on their good clothes and come together so that you could stand up there and stumble over words and not be able to give contact. And you couldn't even read word for word what was written down on the fucking piece of paper, a speech that was put together for your grandmother's wine that you said was something that you felt was from the heart and that you created in her name. But you're going to sit on a panel and speak on empowering women when you probably can't even fucking spell empower, Martell. Let's get into this. All right, so according to the text messages that I have, this person by the name of Christy LaDon says that I'm an avid Love and Huntsville Love and Marriage Huntsville fan. Tawana Johnson, the woman who is heading the women empowerment panel, says, yes, me too, okay? And so this other person named Toy Merriweather says, and not Martell, says, that's my show. Tawana Johnson, the woman that is head over the women empowerment panel, says, yes, sis. And then she puts the power emojis, which is like she is like getting hot and bothered by Martell, like she thinks he's so fine. So now it's giving that she is a full-fledged pick me. And I hope she's watching and or listening to this video, because that's what it's giving. You've been watching the show, Tawana Johnson, but then you still have a person like Martel Holt and ask him to come on your panel to empower women so that you can sit up on the stage and salivate over this person because he looks good in a suit and because you think that he's fine. Well, if you watch the show, then you've seen him when he was in Las Vegas, when he bucked up on his ex-wife trying to fight her, when grown men had to hold him back. You also saw when he ran up in his ex-wife's face and other women's face on the show, screaming and hollering in their faces, being disrespectful. So what the fuck is empowering about a man, or so-called man to be exact, to do something like that? That's not empowering women. That's abusive, aggressive behavior. Okay? So yes, so she says that she is an avid Love and Marriage Huntsville fan. So that lets me know, bitch, you, and yes, I said bitch, because I gotta call you that, because that's bitch girl behavior, to have a idiot, a psycho like Martel Holt on your panel, to ask him to be on your panel and to sit up there and have a bio that he presented to you to put on your page, to describe him as this individual who is this celebrity, this businessman who has a heart for women, when we already know that he does not have a heart for women, judging by the things that he's been accused of, sir. You have created, Martel Holt, you have created single family homes. So nothing about that is empowering for your young daughters to grow up with their father living across town, living with the bitch that broke up their family and the side baby that was created, one of three who did not even get to see the light of day because Martel Holt decided to make his side chick get rid of those babies by way of AB. Let's continue, okay? She also knew about Arionne. Yes, Tawana Johnson also knew about Arionne because she was posted on one of her platforms. So this is something that she knew about prior to asking Martel Holt be on her panel. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and expose this situation, because I'm tired of pick-me hoes, and I got to call you that, ma'am. I'm tired of pick-me hoes putting themselves in positions to overlook other women's abuse and their misfortunes when you're supposed to be using your platform to uplift women and to see the era of motherfuckers ways like Martell, who hops his ass on panels and tries to pretend that he have women's best interest at heart when really he has abusive behavior towards women. Let's continue, okay? Let's continue. Now, when pick-me's, okay, run panels and choose individuals that have the capability to manipulate women, when it's been proven that he's been abusive towards women, that is what we call a serious problem, okay? How the fuck do you invite a non-reading motherfucker who ruined his family and had a whole side baby on his ex-wife and then use the side chick to destroy the wife because she realized her worth and decided to get the fuck away from him and choose not to come back? How do you have someone like that, that psycho type of behavior on your panel to inspire and empower Black women? You are a disgrace, Tawana Johnson, to Black women, because you use your panel in order to have a motherfucker on your channel that you think is so fine, who is flawed and abusive towards women. Let's continue. Martel Holt had his publicist type up a long bio for him, using all of Melody's accomplishments as his own, and even spoke on being an ROTC while he was in school. Like I said before, motherfucker, what have you done lately? What have you done lately since ROTC besides fail the fucking builder's license test 3 to 4 times, and that's an open book test? What have you done since then? besides start a fake ass wine that you call a sweet red wine that you copied and white labeled from any other wine that you find in your local Kroger, maybe Walmart, or any other fucking grocery store that you may go to, okay? So he had his publicist type of Melody's accomplishment and put them in a bio as if he created those. He's saying he gave away hundreds of coats when the motherfucker don't even have a coat that he can wear that fit. You can't afford to buy your own children coats, Martell. You can't even afford to even buy food for your children, but you're out here giving out hundreds of coats. I digress. Martel Holt is an embarrassment to women, men, and anyone with a fucking brain can see that he is a damaged, narcissistic clown who has a temper that has been witnessed on Love and Marriage Huntsville, the same show that Tawana Johnson says that she watches, okay, and that she loves and that she's such a fan of while she's salivating over an abusive motherfucker like Martell, okay. We've also seen his behaviors off screen as well, as by court documents stating that his rage has even been experienced in his own children. Now, Arionne, his baby mother, has even verbalized that Martell has even put hands on her. He has smacked her, according to her, causing her now to have anxiety. Not that I'm speaking on it because I care, because you're a grown-ass individual who broke up a family and you chose to be in the situation that you're in, and you used your side baby as leverage to get back at a married woman who you didn't even fucking know like that, but you were obsessed of, and you were obsessed of her life because you wanted to be her, so much so until you wanted her sorry ass ex-husband now, only to realize that he's this abusive behavior, that he's an abusive individual with behaviors now that you can't even tolerate, and you're trying to stay with him because you don't work and you gotta have him around to pay your fucking bills because you're a bum just like he is. Straight from Terry Heights. He's a bum from Terry Heights, and you're a bum from Ohio. You have nothing to offer. You have 2 children that you don't have a legacy to leave behind because you won't get off your broke, busted ass to go get you a fucking job to take care of your children, but you sit back and you talk about a woman who will. Now, while we're talking about Martell's abusive behavior, because per court documents, okay, his own son, which he had from his ex-wife by the name of Tank, they call him Tank and we'll call him that, suffered being hit in his head with blood being drawn because he vocalized wanting to be with his mother. He didn't want to be at the house with the side chick who always chooses to sit over there from day in and day out when Melody's children are over there because she wants to sit up and stare at them, and she wants to run back and report to Martell on the children because she doesn't like the children. She hates those children because she hates their mother. And she wants her son to get all of the attention, the side baby. So Martell has threatened to knock his children out, as we saw in the U.S., what it was, a U.S. News post that we actually read a few weeks ago, where it says that Martell threatened to knock his children out, okay, 3 of which are daughters, and even said that his kids, okay, would only be able to film again if he could use a belt to spank them, okay? Like, motherfucker, what? Your children can film again if you can use corporal punishment. That's abusive behavior. Tawana Johnson, did you know that when you were sitting there salivating over Martel Holt to add him to your panel since you watched the show so much? Okay? So Tawana Johnson, the who is over the panel, who's over the Women's Empowerment Panel event, like I said, clearly has no heart for women. Okay? But you learned last Tuesday when you got a whole earful about the motherfuckers you decided to try to slide up on your show, who you now have decided to take down from that panel because you didn't want that heat from bloggers and everyone else exposing you for the side. Well, I'm not going to say side chick because I don't know you to be that, but I'm going to say that you are definitely pick me. You are definitely pick me You are a definite pick me, and I'm gonna keep saying it. You are a definite pick me. You give pick me vibes, because there's no way in hell that you did not know the person that you were adding to your panel if you watched the fucking show. So you would have him on your show with this damn suit on, sitting on there like he's a full-fledged businessman when he's nothing but a total bum. He doesn't have any businesses. He couldn't even speak on his own businesses at the last expo that was had. Peeping behind the curtain like a 3-year-old. He couldn't even stand up there and talk about businesses that he say he owned. You're a businessman, so why you couldn't talk about them? Why you got to get on a women's empowerment panel and sit up there and fake like you're going to sit up and talk about empowering women when you don't even know what the word empowerment means, Martell? Anybody with eyes can know when you Google Martell that you will see that he has an open case for DV to the 3rd degree and harassing communications, where he openly admitted to sending explicit pictures / videos of he and his ex-wife Melody Cherie to threaten her to be quiet, and if she did not do that, then he would send that out to other people, at which his side chick has also seen that said video as well, and she also said that she would send it out to several bloggers and show it to other people as well. And these are things that are done by Martell. So had Martell not had this video, then the side chick would not have access to it as well. So Martell, we got to blame you for that, because you are the one, you are the engine that's behind this toxicity that you've created, not just within yourself, but with your side chick, Arionne, okay? So who the fuck is expiring, or what is expiring about an ex who will not move on and who will not leave your ex-wife alone, who clearly wants nothing to do with you, who stays up all night plotting, okay, on your ex, and even involve his kids in the BS as well, just to get a reaction out of your ex-wife? There's nothing inspiring about that, okay? And Arionne, you're a weak bitch for sitting over there in that house with Martell, knowing that he's crazy and unhinged and emotionally unavailable to you, while he's sitting on Tasha K's channel talking about he's got to get to learn you and know you. Well, he's learned you inside and out, baby. You've been pregnant by him, 3-4 times? So, and he's strung you along for over 10 years. So, baby, if he don't know you by now, then bitch, he will never know you. So you stay in that house with this unhinged, crazy individual who you know is being abusive towards his children as well as yourself, when we've already seen you sitting on video, sitting on a live video with him with your face swollen up to where you couldn't even give eye contact, ma'am. And you were sitting there made to lie for him in order to help his reputation. He didn't give a fuck about your reputation. He didn't care that you were sitting there with a swollen jaw. But what he did care about more so was his reputation and not you. So Original Straight No Chaser released a video today where Arionne was heard saying that she's not allowed to do interviews or even film on Love and Marriage Huntsville unless she speaks highly of Martell. So you are in a situation to where you have Stockholm Syndrome, to where you are made to please a person who don't give a fuck about you. Martell is seen running around town with multiple women, but then you allow him to sit on a panel and say that you are his woman when he won't even claim you publicly. And the only reason he said that was to get a rise out of his ex-wife, not realizing that she don't give a fuck, just like she didn't whenever he bought her the 10 dozen of roses that she threw out of her house. Now, where was Knox during this level of said abuse whenever you said that Martell smacked you across the face? Because we've seen Martell buck up on women and have to be restrained by members of the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Miss Tawana Johnson, since you watched the show, did you see that episode where he had to be, well, it's several episodes where he had to be restrained and pulled back and held back from putting paws on Miss Melody Cherie and even other members on the cast when he ran up in Nell Fletcher's face as well. He has heat for women, ma'am. He's got heat for women, but you want him on your panel to empower. So Martell, you've been sitting over there pillow talking with Arionne and sharing Melody's personal business that were triggering moments for her, okay, in order to make yourself feel good. And the thought of the embarrassment and the pain of Miss Melody Cherie, that made you feel good because that's how you operate, you narcissistic clown. What did you go through in your life as a child that made you turn out to be the ain't shit individual that you are? That's what we want to know. Arionne, what were you dealing with in your childhood that's making you stay away from Ohio, ma'am? What are you dealing with in your life that's making you continue to stay in a situation that you know is detrimental to you and your children? And you're seeing a situation that you know is abuse, but you call it love. Something happened in your childhood that made you be in a toxic situation like that. And also, Arionne, why were you driving by Miss Melody Cherie's house, okay, in the wee hours of the morning, stalking her house and also watching her house? That is very unhinged behavior. You're acting like your boyfriend over there, Martel Holt, sis. What you driving by this woman's house, sitting out there driving by and staring at her house for? What you doing that for? That's some unhinged behavior for your ass. But I don't have no sympathy for you or your anxiety because you get what you signed up for. Martell has trained you to take on the abuse that he continued to dish out, whether it's verbal, physical, or whatever it is, psychological. That is what you choose to deal with as a grown-ass woman who can put one foot in front of the other and get the fuck out of there. But you choose to stay there because you're waiting on him to be this famous individual that he keeps telling you that he is when he don't have two nickels to rub together, because according to those Huntsville streets, he's running around borrowing money from any and everybody that will loan it to him, and he ain't got the money to pay it back because he's trying to pay for two households when all he had to do was stay his ass at the house that he was at, and he would have been living like he used to live. But because you were greedy and you allowed the Scots, yes, I'm gonna say it, you allowed the Scots to push you out there to think that you was the man out there, to be out there cheating like they were doing allegedly. Now you see that the grass ain't greener on the other side, and they sitting back laughing at your stupid ass. They sitting back laughing at your stupid ass, Martell, because you chose someone that you knew could not amount to what you had at home. Yeah. A weak, slow, no self-esteem having ass biatch. And you exhibit those same behaviors, Martell. So since when does Martell inspire or even empower women? Let's ask that question again, because I am dying to know. I am dying to know, because you emotionally abuse and control your own mother, Martell. If she doesn't lie for you or say what you want her to say or move how you want her to move, then you threaten to not do certain things for her financially. So you have your own mother in a place to where you control her just like you do Arionne over there in that house. And the only reason you're mad at Melody Cherie is because she would not allow you to exhibit that same control over her. And when she would not allow you to do that and she fought back, then you would pull out your phone and start recording her because you felt like you were the man and you felt like you pushed her in a certain position. But the joke is on you now, sir, because you assed out and you mad over a choice that you made. All right. You also manipulate your daughters to try to make them hate their mother by videoing them and coaching them into saying negative things about their mother in an effort to make you look good, when it only makes you look like the desperate individual that you are, Martell. But you empower women. And you are trying to raise your daughters to talk negatively about their mother at the direction of you, sir. You created single family homes, as we've said before, and you run from your responsibilities. You don't pay any child support for your children, and you can't even feed your children when it's your week to have your children, Martell. But you empower women. You took money from your household and you stole money and you spent it on several 304s and you paid for sexual favors, but then you fuss at the mother of your kids because she chooses to work and create a legacy for your children, and you get upset with her and then run up in her face and record her whenever you feel like you pushed her to the point of no return. Arionne, you mentioned today in Original Straight No Chasers video that Melody was violated as a child. But what is your excuse for your dysfunction? You are a product of a mother who broke up several homes and slept with married men, as you're doing yourself. Okay? There's some dysfunction with you. All of your siblings have different fathers. You grew up in a very toxic situation. Your mother still ain't married, and neither are you. You've been with a man for over 10 years. You've been messing with a man for over 10 years, and you've been pregnant 4 times by him, and he still will not wife you up. The only thing that's open over there is your legs and options. I'm going to say it again. The only things that's left open over there is your legs, your mouth, and some options. That's it. So what happened in your childhood, Arionne, that keeps you from going to Ohio, or that keeps you from moving on and seeing life for what it should be, which is having your children in a more stable environment to where you get up and get your ass out and go to work like any other woman would do to take care of her children, versus relying on an abusive individual to take care of you only so that he can control you and keep you in that house and tell you when to come and go. You showing up to public events with bumps around your mouth. But then you sit up and you speak on a married woman who works and takes care of her children, who had all of her children by way of marriage. You have 2 different fathers for your children. The first father was said to have been with another woman during the time that you messed with him as well. So you have a pattern of behavior, but you want to sit on panels and talk about a woman who was married when she had all of her children, who gets up and works, who is a businesswoman, who is a boss, and you are none of those things, and you're mad. You could never exhibit any of the traits and or behaviors that Melody Cherie has. Everybody have things in their life that they've experienced, but the bottom line is, what have you done in order to level up from those experiences? It's not your place to put somebody else's tea out there in terms of what they dealt with growing up as a child. That's not your business. And if Martell told you that bullshit, he was wrong. And I feel like he went through some things probably similar to that, allegedly, which is why he is so unhinged the way that he is. He too grew up in a home where he was not loved properly by his own mother, and he uses that as a means to control her and punish her for not being there for him as she should have been. He acknowledged his own grandmother as being like his mother. So because his mother chose not to be there and had other men in the home that didn't give a fuck about him, now he chooses to punish her and wave that over her head as leverage, as he does other women that he deals with as a means of control. So Arionne, while you sit at home all day stalking real women who go out and get it and raise their kids, while your own kids living in a mediocre life because you want to be a kept psychologically abused side piece, okay, who occasionally get called his woman, okay, when he feels like you might be getting ready to air him out or tell everybody how he really treats you behind closed doors while you're locked up all day like the side chick hermit that you are. See, Martell, you ain't gonna ever level up. You ain't gonna ever level up because you're in a cursed state right now. And Arionne, so are you because of your attachment to him, okay? Like I said, you let the Scots play you. You try to run and do what they were doing, and it blew up in your face. Your karma has caught up with you. Your karma's caught up with you. How the fuck are you empowering women, Martell? You're not even a protector or a provider of women. You're an emotionally abusive individual, okay, who was bullied as a child, who grew up with misplaced anger and then turned that onto women because of the person that you were really mad at was your mother. So you lash out at women because that anger comes from the anger that you really, really have from the person that you thought loved you the most, which was your mother. Your mother did not protect you as a child, as you said. So now you've turned that anger onto other women who've only tried to love you and be there for you. Melody Cherie tried to love you and be there for you. You asked her to marry you, but then you turn around and dog her out and use other women in terms of coming against her to try to abuse her, to psychologically damage her because you're jealous of her. as a woman, and the fact that she has a little bit more spunk than you, that she has a little bit more clout than you, that she's more famous than you, that she's got more money than you, that she can raise the kids better than you. So you turned on every person, and you turned on the very person who tried to help you out of the poor environment that you were raised in, which was Terry Heights, the place that you're actually getting ready to be headed back to, Mr. Celebrity. So your bitterness has turned you into a liar and a manipulator of women, okay, who you've been able to pull the wool over their eyes for many, many years, okay, including Carlos King, the executive producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But today, the wool is getting ready to be ripped off because you're going to be exposed today, Martell, for your behaviors. And Arionne, so are you. Arionne is your karma, Martell, in case you didn't know it. Arionne Curry is your karma. It was not a haphazard event that you met Arionne Curry on the night that you went out and told Melody Cherie that you wanted a girlfriend. It was meant for you to meet Arionne, because it was not meant for you to be with Melody Cherie. Because the place that she was going in her life, Martell, you were not made to go with her, because you were already jealous where she was. So the place that she is right now, you can't even handle where she is right now. It's killing you inside that she's famous and that she's loved by so many people. So the fact that you were the way that you were back then when you were married to her 2, 3, 4 years ago, oh, you're really mad now. You're really mad now, Martell. That's why you're acting out. That's why you're doing all the things that you're doing. That's why you're coming against Melody every chance you get. That's why you're using Arionne to come against her. But you're about women empowerment. When you use women to come against other women, to tear them down, to destroy them. Tell the world, Martell, why you won't marry Arionne, okay? Is it because you know that she ain't shit, and that she ain't shit, and that you can't build with her? Tell the world why you will not marry Arionne after 4 years almost of being divorced from Melody Cherie, Martel Holt. Is it because you know Arionne really ain't shit and she don't have shit to offer you, and that you can't build with her? You need a woman in your life like Melody Cherie, and you won't find any other woman that's going to take care of you the way this woman did, who protected your secrets the way that she did, who allowed you to look like the boss the way that she did. Now you walking around with tight clothes on. You ain't got no money. You look bummy. You look sick. You look emaciated. You look sad. The only thing you good for is hating and plotting like you do all day on a daily. You ain't even getting no rest. And anytime you got to go and get surgery under your eyes to get bags removed from under your eyes, that speaks volumes to the fact that you laying awake all freaking night plotting against this woman. You can't even rest from thinking of your next plot against Melody Cherie. So how dare you push for your side chick to film on Melody Cherie's show so that she can eat off her when she's already been eating off her from the money that you've stolen over the years from Melody Cherie, okay? You've stolen thousands of dollars from this woman, and you've taken money from your household in order to support your 304s and your side chicks and to pay for ABs that you've created during the time of your marriage and even after. You stole $17,000, which you were ordered to pay back by a judge to Melody Cherie, where you took this money from your family, which could have gone towards your children's college fund. But you being a selfish bastard and was out here paying for sexual favors. Yeah, we know about it. You were paying for sexual favors. And now that your money ran out, you mad and you bitter, and even took your ex-wife to court to try to get her to pay you child support when you can't even take care of your 4 children at your own admission by yourself. So why do you want the children full time when you have already admitted that you can't take care of them? You want the money, Martell. You don't want Melody Cherie back. Like you said, I just wanted to be back with you for the kids. No, you want to be back with her for the lifestyle and for the money. You miss that lifestyle. You miss standing up there beside her when she does speaking engagements to feel like you're the man. So now another man is getting ready to be standing up there beside her and living in the house with your children here real soon, and that's going to really break your ass down. So get ready to head on back to Terry Heights, Mr. Celebrity. Mr. I give away 100 coats a year. Mr. I'm the owner of a wine company. Mr. I'm an author. Nigga, you're not an author. You can't even read. You can't even pass an open book test. Like, cut it out, Martell. You can't even pass an open book test to get your license. Those same license that you ran down there on to the For Every Man, to the For Every Man recording when Melody was there, when you found out she took your name off them builder's license and you ran down there trying to make her put them back on when you were putting your hands on women there, Martell. Didn't you push a female on the set? But you love a women empowerment, Martell. Let's talk about these things. When I heard women empowerment, I said, let me talk about all the things and all the occasions that we've seen where Martell have done the complete opposite of empowering women. You went to the Behind Every Man set where Melody was getting her makeup and stuff done in order to argue with her and demand that she put you back on those builder's license after she took your name off, when she is the one that actually studied for and passed the test and had the license in her name. She was no longer with you, Martell, so you still wanted to be able to earn money off Melody Cherie's back so that you could take care of your side chick, Arionne, who will not get up and get a job. So then you turn and you push another female and assault another female, and the police had to be called, Martell. Did Tawana Johnson know about this incident when she invited you on her panel? I'm probably going to say no. She knows today. Yeah, that's so crazy. But you love to empower women. She studied for the test, but you wanted her to put you back on her license? You got mad at your son? Let's talk about all the ways that you've shown aggressive behavior, Martell. You get mad at your son for wearing a necklace, aka a chain to school, but you're seen in the gym working out with these huge big chains around your neck looking like a damn Amistad, a fake ass Amistad in the gym. But you get mad at your son and you blast your son's mother for allowing him to wear a necklace to school, trying to say he looks like a thug. When you are a thug, didn't you hold up an ATM when Melody Cherie had to use her sources to get your records expunged so she could move forward in business with you, Martell? You are a thug. So don't be trying to push that behavior off on other people. You are a thug. Aren't you being charged with DV in the third degree? With harassing communications? You are a thug. There's nothing wrong with your son wearing a necklace. But any old way that you can abuse and bully your children, Martell, because you were bullied as a child, bullies grow up to be bullies if that behavior is not addressed. And Martell, you are indeed a bully. You've been bullying Melody Cherie ever since she divorced you. You've been bullying her children in order to get a rise out of her, in order to get her attention, because you know that's the one thing that's closest to her heart. You lied on your bio about leaving your teaching job, which was a special ed job, but you were really let go and or fired because you could not stay off your phone. And they told you repeatedly to stay off your phone and watch those children, but you were on your phone and you got fired, Martell. You weren't let go. You didn't leave voluntarily. You lied on your bio. You forgot to add that part on your bio, though, didn't you, Martell? Did you also forget to add on there that you made your side chick pregnant multiple times and made her get ABs? Because you were over there sleeping with her unprotected and steady impregnating her while you were, leaving your 4 beautiful children, as you like to call them, home with their mother who had an infant at the time. You left her home with 4 children while you went out to go make another child. Did you put that in your bio, Martell? Was that an inspiring moment, Martell? You lied about pitching the show Love and Marriage Huntsville, but you forgot to let everybody know that Carlos King had already said that you sat in the meeting and didn't even say 2 words, that Melody Cherie pitched the show. You were just sitting in the meeting as you always did. You sat there and never said anything, and you collected all that clout while you sat there in your suit making yourself think that you were this boss that you weren't. You don't speak, Martell. You never speak. Melody Cherie did all the speaking and pitched the show. You just tagged along and got a check as you always did. You can't put two sentences together, but you pitch for a show. Oh, okay, Martell. Okay, Martell. Like I said before, you can't put two sentences together just like you couldn't do it for your grandma's Inez wine launch. Stumbling and stuttering all over words. You were sounding like a fool standing up there. Your grandmother was turning over in her grave. Like, bitch, if you don't put that fucking wine down and go sit your ass down embarrassing me like this. And don't name nothing else after me no more. That's what your grandma was saying, Martell. That you a total embarrassment, not only to yourself, but to everybody else that know you. To your whole damn family who are also criminals. Now you sliding on those tight ass suits and running around trying to be on panels to earn a coin and charging people $3,000 to interview you to tell the same lie from panel to panel to panel. We tired of your lies, Martell. Running around thinking you're important with no certifications. The only certification is that your ass is certified crazy. That's the only certification that you have, okay? You certified crazy. That's the only certifications that you own, sir. Empowering women. You might need to look up what that means, Martell. Do you even like women according to your baby mama? Because she said that you do like men as well. Maybe you should focus on empowering men so that you can learn what a real man is like. Because it sounded like you like to hang around men a whole lot according to your baby mama. That's what your baby mama said over there. Arionne said that you like men, Now, is there anything wrong with that? It's 2024. Everybody's coming out of the closet. I don't know why you haven't yet, allegedly. Because according to your baby mama, that's what she said, that you like men. Now, I don't know if it was in a moment of anger. But everybody knows that when you get mad, honey, that the truth come out just like a person that's drunk. A person that's had a little bit too much to drink. That's when the truth starts spilling out. So maybe, just maybe, she was telling your truth. So now you're trying to get a leash on them lips over there over hers, so that she don't be telling your shit. So you won't let her do no more interviews unless she speaks highly of you, Martell. Well, there's really nothing to speak highly of you about. There's really nothing to speak highly of you about. What have you done? What accomplishments have you done since Melody divorced you? I'm trying to figure that out. What have you done, Martell, with your hating ass? You are a hater. You have female tendencies. You hate and act just like a fucking woman, Martell. When you have to be ordered by the judge to go to therapy, and now you have to go get a psychological evaluation. That speaks volumes, Martell. You're unhinged. You're crazy. When the court have to order you to get a psychological evaluation, that says everything that needs to be said about you. But stupid bitches like Tawana Johnson, who runs a panel to have you up there inspiring women, when she's seen this show, and I have the text messages to prove that you are nothing more than the psycho that you are. You are a deadbeat father, and I'm so tired of people saying, oh, he's a great father. No, the fuck you're not. A great father is someone who will go and get an additional job to earn extra income. You ain't doing shit else but stalking. And you know that you have to have your children every other week. Why wouldn't you go get a job so that you can support your children and make sure that they have decent food in the home? Why wouldn't you go and get therapy to make yourself a better man for your children and also for yourself, so that you're not put in situations to where you have to be locked up with your children sitting outside in the car? You are a disgrace, Martel Holt. And Arionne, so are you, because you also feed into that bullshit along with him. The both of you guys need to get some damn therapy. Arionne, when he goes to get his damn psychological therapy or evaluation, you need to go get one as well, because bitch, you are just as crazy and unhinged as he is. You are just as crazy and unhinged as Martel Holt is. And CPS needs to come and take your children out of their home, because there's no telling what they're experiencing over there in that house, allegedly. Allegedly. And you continue to keep doing these damn phone calls with original straight no chaser. She ain't no therapist. You've already admitted that this man put hands on you. So where are your children when this situation is happening? CPS needs to come and remove your children from that home, because that's a toxic, dangerous environment. You are raising a boy, you are raising a male to grow up with those same behavior traits that's going to do that to the next generation of women. And that's a dangerous situation for a young boy to sit back and watch his mother be assaulted by his father, and then now he's already putting hands on you at the age of 3. That's a situation that needs to be eradicated, and you need to get those children taken up out of there. Paris needs to go stay with her father, and Knox needs to be put in a home or needs to go somewhere else, because you don't know how to get your shit together. You've been fucking with Martell for almost 10 years, and the situation ain't doing nothing but getting worse. And if you don't want to change for your children's sake, then maybe you don't need to have your children, Arionne. And I don't never like to see somebody lose their children. But when children are being put in situations, children are innocent children. Children do not deserve to be put in situations such as that, where they watch their mother make damaging decisions that also damage them as well. That's psychological abuse. To watch their mother be put in situations where they're being yelled at, and the father is bowing up on the mother. Because I know if you do it to Melody Cherie, that he's doing it to Arionne as well, because that's in him to do it. Martell has anger issues. And if he's that way on national television, I don't even want to see how bad it can get off TV. But it's time for these fucking pygmies to stop inviting people like Martell on these damn panels and to these damn events, because they think he's so fine when he is not, with them damn elf ears. Ain't nothing about him fine. And you need to have your head examined, Tawana Johnson. But that's all I have for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going into 1 hour of this video. Please like the video. Please support the channel. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. And please leave some comments to let me know how you enjoyed the video and any other video that we've released before this video. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos to come. All right, thank you guys so much, and goodbye.